Everything has to be on the table. There's no way you get to $2.6 billion without looking at absolutely everything that's left. So you could take everything that we did last year, 150% of that still doesn't get you to the amount that we're going to have to do if you're looking at cuts only. And a lot of that you simply can't do for the simple fact that you have constitutional obligations in basic ed. The federal stimulus dollars had maintenance of effort.
When you talk about the possibility of revenue, the question Brian had was, where do things like sales tax, B&O tax fall on the list of priorities because they need to make sure there's a recovery?
I think that the big three, about 52% of our revenue comes from sales tax. I think the big three would be a last resort. I think we're going to be looking at sin. Taxes, we're going to be looking at closing a lot of loopholes. I think there's a lot of us in the legislature that believe that when it comes to these tax loopholes that they need to be time limited and there needs to be an economic benefit. For too many of these, they're nice things to do, but we're not in an environment where we have that capacity to do what is nice. I will tell people this, I think we're going to be making both cuts that nobody ever dreamed of and probably revenue options that nobody ever dreamed of, because we are truly in an unprecedented time. I think the question was asked, has this ever happened where you've seen a decrease in revenue of 3.3%? No, it hasn't happened. These are truly unprecedented times. You look at personal income. This was the first, 2009 was the first time since 1959 that you've seen a decrease in personal income. Generally, even in the worst of recessions, personal income kind of creeps along, but there's a slight increase. We saw a drop in there. This was the first time since 1957 that we had 4 negative quarters of growth. I mean, so these are unprecedented times, and they're going to take unprecedented measures to correct us. I think that's one of the things that we need to make sure is that when we're looking at both the decisions on the revenue side and on the cut side, that we kind of step back and take a longer term view as far as, what does this mean for our kids and for our future, because too often we can get in the expediency of the day and miss out on the bigger picture. But this is not a problem unique to Washington. I mean, 48 other states out there and have the same problem. And if you look at it, it doesn't matter if it's a Republican-controlled legislature, governor, or a Democratic-controlled. This truly is unprecedented times from the revenue standpoint. And so that's why I think it's incumbent upon all of us to work across the aisles and make sure that we can coalesce around an agreement that moves the state forward.
When you talk about,
if you were to cut everything left in education outside of basic ed, there's $635 million now. Hopefully we don't have to go there because.
I mean, realistically though, because they always say get rid of the legislature.
Basic health plan, it's going to have to be on there. GAU. But I think the thing, and hopefully we can work with Senator Zarelli on this, is we really have to look at the delivery models, because homelessness just doesn't end because we cut that part of the budget. Drug addiction just doesn't end because we cut those programs. And so we're going to have to look at those, and we're more than willing to work with Senator Zarelli and the Republicans on that. I think that's one strong reason why this isn't something that you do in a one-day special session. I mean, the depth of the problem that we're going to have to look at, we truly are going to have to look at those delivery models, because the cuts that we're going to have to make, we're going to have to find some other safety net for those individuals in a more economical manner.
But you can't save $2.6 billion by getting people off of cigarettes.
And we're not going to raise $2.6 billion worth of taxes either. So you're going to see deep, pervasive cuts in what we're doing. And I hope that we can cooperate with Senator Zarelli, with Representative Orcutt, with the budget team in the House, on both sides of the aisle, so that we are smart about how we do it, so that we're not just whacking at stuff. But be clear, if we cut another $2.5 billion out of the operating budget for the state, it's not like we're going to make government better by cutting that, right? We'll try and be as smart as we can, but most of the funds that we put out are not, superfluous employees counting up something in some back room. It's actual service delivery to real people.